A better route. Chapter 142. The true white Zetsu had been waiting for what felt like ages for his clones to return with what Tuhiya had asked them to get for Madara. It had taken a lot of various steps to get what they needed just to get what Tuhiya actually wanted. They had to get special tools, and even then it wasn't easy doing what she asked of them. Still, at least they pulled it off. That much Zetsu already knew thanks to his link to his clones. A group of about 5 of his clones rose out of the ground holding a coffin that had 3 seals on it. Wow, you really did have to put 3 seals just to contain it, didn't you? One of the clones shrugged. Tuhiya-sama was very specific. Make sure the coffin's ready before he's even fully formed and slap those seal tags on it immediately. The head Zetsu was just glad it worked. Go take it to her. She just got back with the statue, so I could make another wave of clones, and I think she'll have some time to handle this. The Zetsu clones nodded and headed off to do just that while the head Zetsu made sure he was properly connected to the statue. As they were doing that, a pair of brothers watched from the distance. Itachi, what do you think's in that box? Itachi had his Sharingan activated. I can't tell. Those seals are powerful ones though. I can see a lot of chakra coming off from them. Sasuke whispered. They said it was a he. I wonder who it is. We might know if you hadn't had to stop to see Shisui again. Itachi said with some annoyance. Drop it, Sasuke. Sasuke sighed. Fine, I just don't know why you had to say bye to guy who can't hear you. So how do you want to play this? Do you just want to go right for Zetsu or play it a little sneaker? Itachi thought it over. We need to get him disconnected and away from that statue before we can kill him. That thing's got enough chakra to heal him 100 times over. Sasuke took out a demon wind shuriken. I think I can handle that much. He was about to throw it when he felt his arm get heavy. Sasuke looked at it to see something white growing on it. It looked like it was a white Zetsu, or at least part of one. That wasn't something Sasuke was about to stand for. Using the shuriken, he sliced off the freaky little appendage while being sure not to cut off his arm. The green mass crawled off, reconnected with Zetsu. Oh, that's some good chakra right there. Sasuke and Itachi figured this must mean he knew they were there, so they jumped down. There was something that confused Sasuke though. How can you absorb my chakra just by touching me? The humanoid shrugged. It's just one of the many advantages of having Hashirama DNA. My cells can absorb other people's chakra, which I can then use. Admittedly, it'd be much more useful if I was a better head-on fighter. Itachi had to agree. I don't think you stand a chance against us in a fight, to be perfectly honest. Zetsu smirked. Don't get too confident now. I might not be the best at head-on fighting, but I think I've got another way to overpower you. Before their eyes, thousands of white Zetsu clones began to rise out of the ground and around them. Sasuke whispered to his brother, well, this makes things a little more difficult. Itachi carefully eyed the clones. Yes, it does. How much of your chakra did he take? Sasuke pulled out his Chikuto. Not nearly enough to be a problem. Itachi got into his taijutsu stance. Alright, let's take this psychopathic plant out. Zetsu frowned. I think that's a little bit uncalled for. Alright then, attack. Sasuke grinned. Most kills wins. Itachi chuckled. You're on. The clones began to jump down and charge at the brothers. Itachi took out a kunai and used it to defend himself, slashing and kicking away any clone that came near him. Once he had them back, he'd turn them into ash with his fireball. He'd taken out about 25 clones already. Sasuke wasn't far behind him, with 23. He'd been using his Chikuto almost exclusively, slicing their arms and legs of when they couldn't manage to get the head. He was also using his Sharingan, of course, to make dodging and striking easier. Zetsu watched with some amusement. Really? The world gonna be ending soon and they still want to make a competition out of this. Those leaf guys are just way too competitive. A Zetsu clone went flying best him and Zetsu deadpanned, although you can't argue with their results. When Kakashi and the Kages caught up to Anko and Kabuto, it didn't take long for them to figure out where Orochimaru had been hiding. When they followed his chakra, it led right to a system of caves that ran deep through ground. It was the perfect place for a snake to hide. Kakashi turned to his father. I don't think Madara's in there too. Obito had to agree. No, he might want to stay close enough so that he could defeat whoever came after Orochimaru if given the chance. Kakashi smirked under his mask. I think he'll have to deal with you before that happens. Obito shook his son's hand. No way in hell is he getting past us. Anko pouted. Guys, can we hurry up with this? I've got a snake skin purse to make. May just had to giggle. I feel like you and I should hang out sometime. I'd be willing to bet we burn down the entire village if we tried. Anko had to agree. You're on. Kabuto cut in. Okay, let's get going before I randomly start up a conversation with somebody. Kakashi walked into the cave. Come on Kabuto, that would require someone to like you. Kabuto whined, hey. Anko smacked him on the back. Sorry Kabuto, but he's got a point. Let's go catch ourselves a creepy pedophile snake. Kabuto ran into the cave with Anko and Kakashi. I really need to get some friends other than just Sai. Before long they found themselves deep inside the dark caves trying to track down their target. It wasn't as easy as before since the caves winded so much. They were closing in though. They could feel Orochimaru's chakra signature growing. They all stopped when they reached what must have been bottom of caves. There was a small waterfall and river with someone on the other side of it. It looked like Orochimaru, but there was something different about him. Kakashi was careful but still ran next to the river. Orochimaru, you killed enough people in your first life, we're not going to let you kill any more now. Black Orochimaru gave them a dark grin. I'm afraid Orochimaru isn't here. We didn't think it was a good idea to give him the chance to turn our men against us, so I merely took control. Anko asked, wait, but it's still Orochimaru's body, right? Black Zetsu didn't understand why would ask that. Well, yes, it is. Anko went right into her hand seals. That's good enough for me. She summoned a large viper who hissed and shot out at Black Orochimaru. He saw the snake and jumped out of the way, making hand seals of his own. I made sure to study up on Orochimaru's style before this war began. If I was going to be taking control of his body, I would need to know how he fights after all. He put his hand on the ground and summoned Manda. Orochimaru? What in the hell are you doing in this realm? Black Orochimaru chuckled. I'm actually a friend of Orochimaru's who's borrowing his body. Would you do me the favor and take care of these pests? Manda looked at who he was fighting. Are you out of your mind? I can't fight him. Do you know what Dokibi would do to me? Black Orochimaru scoffed. You can fight other snake summoners. Manda knew that already. Yeah, you get scolded a little bit for that, but you can do it. But Kakashi's a snake sage. He outranks me, for God's sake. Black Orochimaru started to get the idea. So you can only attack Anko and Kabuto? Well, that's going to make this fight considerably more difficult for me. You get to work, Manda. I've got to handle the sage. Manda slithered away. As long I'm not fighting Kakashi, fine. Black Orochimaru knew that he might not be able to summon snakes, but that didn't mean he couldn't snake techniques at all. He landed in front of Kakashi and opened up his mouth, formation of 10,000 snakes. I did some research and I don't think that's summoning. Hopefully I'm right. Thousands of snakes poured out of Black Orochimaru's mouth and slithered at Kakashi. They opened their mouth to reveal swords inside of each of them. Kakashi knew that would be a pretty deadly attack for an average ninja, but Kakashi was far from an average ninja. He activated his Mangekyo Sharingan and fired up his Amaterasu, turning it into a snake. It went straight for the wall of snakes coming at Kakashi and burned them into non-existence. Black Orochimaru saw that snake had turned and was coming for him, so decided to cut it off at the source. He ran towards Kakashi, contorting his body just enough so that the Amaterasu snake wouldn't hit him, and brought his foot up to kick him in the face. Kakashi blocked the hit, forcing him to stop using Amaterasu, and went right into his snake-style taijutsu. The two greatest snake masters in the world were locked in one hell of a battle. Thanks to his studying, Black Zetsu could use Orochimaru's body to its full extent. That's exactly what he intended to do. Of course, Kakashi was able to use snake style on an incredible level. You couldn't become a sage if you didn't. Both of their strike were quick, flexible, and painful if you got hit. In a nutshell, they were flawless. Black Orochimaru taunted, "Are you worried that your pathetic little friends might get hurt?" Kakashi rolled his eyes, "Please, I'm more worried about what she's gonna do to Manda. She has her heart set on a snakeskin purse." That's when Black Orochimaru heard Manda scream out, "Get away from me with that thing, you crazy bitch." Kakashi stole a quick glance to see Kabuto on top of Manda with his chakra scalpel's Enko chasing after the snake with some kind of sword. "Damn it, Manda, I just want a little."